Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Well, we all know it's that day of the week we call it Friday. And thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you. As some of you may know, the Kick channel is continuing to grow very well. The YouTube channel is kind of so-so. Last night I was on Noodle's channel, and after I left Noodle's channel, my subs dropped by a factor of 8 people. I don't know if it was because of something about presentation or whatever, but I'm feeling that I was just talking to Lemmy about this. I said maybe the live streams are coming to an end for me. But for Kick, I need to have live streams because Kick doesn't do videos. But yeah, it's something's not right here. I don't know what it is. I don't. Like I said yesterday, I did not write any new music for a while because I didn't really know what to write about. And so I don't know if we're going to be having any more music or not because of the situation with the show. It's kind of sucks because I love doing the music. It helps to tell a story. And no one reads my stories. No one knows my stories, even though they're on Patreon. It's true, sometimes the stories, I'm supposed to be this heroine that can save the world from its problems, but the truth of the matter is I can't save the world from its problems. We all know that, right? Nice idea, but it don't happen. So, last night was hot. Carmen was frustrated. She's trying to do wistful. She can't manage to achieve anything without dying brutally. Now, last night, however, I did successfully get to level 20. So now I can do battlegrounds and dungeons. And, which is fine. But, that's the game. That's the gameplay. It's not the rest of the stuff that we do every day week. It's this heat. It's the summer heat. It's getting on me. It's getting on my nerves. It's affecting me in a negative way. I feel inadequate. I feel like I don't know what the future holds right now. I jokingly told Stan when he said the NASQ went down towards a correction. I said, I'm going towards a correction. A life correction. Because I don't know what the future is. I worked on this channel for a long time. And people don't want me to do music on my show. That's fine. But not everybody wants to chat either. So what am I supposed to do? Just sit in a chair and just stare at the camera all day for 2 hours? It's gonna suck. No one wants to see that. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. So, I'm not sure where we're going. We had a lot of good shows in the morning. We all know that, a lot of people work in the morning in the United States when I'm live. I know when we're live on a Saturday night show, we get more views, which is true. But, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Craig said to me in a text message that he's been feeling pretty down too. You're not the only one, Craig, that's feeling down right now. After I was on 2 little shows, we lost 8 subs. So now we're going to get back up 33 subs to make it for September 13th. There's no reason why a channel like mine could not have easily had 3,000 subs by now. Never give up your free will. God gave us free will as a precious gift that's divine. How you doing, Marco? Welcome to the show. The free will was a gift of God. He could have created automatons. He could have created a little perfect mechanical robotic people that just did exactly what he said on his remote control. He gave us free will for a reason. Here's something about the AI thing that, unfortunately, reality is kicking people in the teeth for investors. Man. People are losing interest in investing into AI. Because it's becoming too expensive. Sure, the Bilderbergs and the World Economic Forum might like AI. But no one wants to pay for the utility bill to run it. It's so expensive. And it's not an AI thing. That's not why I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling depressed because I feel, to be honest with you, that I will never be understood no matter what I do. Good morning, Grace. How you doing today? I was on Noodle's show yesterday, and he was mocking my work. I was at Noodle Show the day before, and while he was trying to be kind of sincere, I felt that he lacked a little bit of understanding about how me and Lummy's intimacy work. Which I can understand to a point. I don't have a problem with that. He wouldn't even let me play Blood Elves for Trump after he said he had the song. Some of the audience did want to hear it, but he wouldn't play it. So that's the reason why I don't know what the future holds for this channel anymore. Is it live streams? Is it videos? Is it neither? Is it just we go ahead, put a big closed sign on the front door and just walk away? It's really not sure what I feel right now. I must open the panel anyway. There's Stan. Go ahead, Stan. How you doing?
Hey, Michelle. About time you picked up.
Sorry, I was just explaining something.
I've been trying to get on.
I was just explaining something to my audience. If you watched the beginning of the show.
So listen, Michelle, did you call that guy Kenny at the Trump store? He said he consented to an interview with you. He tell you what any
No,
for
I
Trump
didn't
is
call
all
him yet.
about.
You just gave me the card, so.
Yeah, his phone number's on the back side of the card.
Okay, I'll look at the message.
And the store's open between 11 and 6, so if you call him maybe around noontime today, you might catch him. And you could do a live interview of the man and talk to him and see what he's all. I think he's like an Army vet or a Marine vet or something. So,
Okay.
he's a good guy. They're doing a big grand opening tomorrow. Are you going to be down there, Michelle?
Grand opening tomorrow where?
At the store. They're going to have free pizza, Michelle. You don't have to steal any pizza.
I don't steal
They'll have
pizza
free
anyway.
pizza.
What? I don't see why it couldn't be.
All right.
If you want to.
Free pizza's free pizza, Michelle. And Kenny also told me that they're going to have some of the strippers from the Electric Blue Cafe over there, They'll have a kissing booth and they'll have a blindfolded.
I wonder if he could actually recommend. I wonder if he could recommend my song that I wrote called "Blood Elves for Trump." Or are we staying with Trump?
Well, why don't you interview the man first before you hit him with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get his story, and then you ask him if he wants to hear it.
I'm also going to be.
He's not going to be able to talk to you.
What?
I said if he's busy, he's not going to be able to talk to you.
Yeah. Also, I gotta go down on Tuesday to sign for the renters rebate, and I'll go pick up the other paperwork at the same time with Krista.
Yes. Michelle, don't you want to meet some strippers from the Electric Blue Cafe?
I guess so.
Grab some punani.
Let me get the chat on the screen so you can see what Gris is saying here. In case you missed what we were talking about earlier. I'm feeling a little bit disappointed after being on Noodle's show last night.
Why is that?
Because I think he was making fun of me and the song I created, We Stand With Trump.
Well, it is kind of corny, to be honest with you, Michelle.
Yeah, but it's a cute song. Everybody likes it, though.
Well, you think it's a good song, but, a lot of people think it's corny, and, it's like somebody produces a record and they put it in the in the radio stations. Some of it succeeds, a lot of them don't. You know, how many records make it to the top 40 every week?
I know not many.
Out of the hundreds that are out there, not many.
Speaking of records, I got to get ready to cut the second album soon. I just haven't come up with a good record label yet for it. I worked on the montage for the jacket.
What's wrong with Silver Moon Records?
Nothing. It's just that we only have one. The second album was supposed to be From Silver Moon with Love.
There's an old radio station building for sale in New Britain.
Yeah, how much?
The old WPOP building, 1410 AM. It's been abandoned. I don't know how much it's there. I don't know if it still has the equipment in there. I'll have to look into that for you. Maybe you could buy that and you should be able to live
WPOP?
there.
I've heard of that station.
WPOP.
Yeah.
They're not around anymore. The 1410 is now like a Fox Sports station or something.
Right. Which is only about 200 kilohertz below 1610. So
Correct.
maybe that could become the literal AM
Yeah, but it's
1610.
10,000 watts or 15,000 watts. I mean, what do you have?
That's
Yeah,
also
no.
exactly the same power Silver Moon Radio's transmitter of 14,100 watts.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. I got to go get my dogs.
Okay.
Just sit tight.
Good morning, David S. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just feeling a little down today, guys, because I was on Noodle Show last night. Oh, wait, I gotta fix this. Hold a minute. And I really felt like he was making a mockery of me on his show. I don't know if he really was or not, but I felt like underappreciated for some reason. So I we lost 8 subs last night. There's Noodles right there. Hold on a minute. Let me get Noodles on here. Oh, a minute. Where is it? Add 1. They're in a pretty down mood when you're that slow. Nah. Go ahead, Noodles.
Hey, Michelle. How are you? Hey, I want to tell you, Michelle, thank you very much for coming up last night. That was amazing.
We lost 8
helped out my
subs because of that show.
What?
We lost 8 subs because of that show.
What do you mean you lost 8 subs?
We lost 8 subs. Lost,
But
like
how?
an unsubbed. I don't know why.
So then why are you blaming me?
I'm not sure, because I tried to play the music I did yesterday, and then you silenced it, and so many audience
It sucked.
No, I thought it's a good song.
Okay, well I didn't. I mean, can I have my opinion? And why would fucking why would these people unsub from you? What, did you restream it?
No, I didn't.
So then why are you saying that because you did that live stream you lost 8 subs?
We lost 3 from the one the night before, and then we lost the other 5 last night.
You mean Red Foreman? I mean, Michelle, if you want, Michelle, I'll sub up with all my accounts like Red does, and
Yes,
he
David,
fucks with
I
you
know
and
subs
all.
always fluctuate. I know that.
Michelle, I notice how you point out that you lost 8 subs, but how many fucking subs have you gained since I've been around? All right, how many subs, Michelle? Hey, Stan. Hey, no.
Well, it's hard to
Michelle,
say because.
What do you mean it's hard to say? Michelle, you weren't even monetized.
I know that. I was only at 600 in July or January of
Shit, let me make sure I lock the door.
2019.
All right, but Michelle, you're saying that like you lost 8 subs because you came on my live stream last night. But since you've been on my live streams, you've gained to like 1,000. So what are you talking about?
I'm not blaming anybody under the sun this week. I'm just saying this is. I think this heat started to get to me too. To be honest with you.
All right, but Michelle, I came up and I said you did a great job last night. I thought it was great, well, and then you screamed at me that you lost 8 subs because of it.
Well, I don't know if I lost it because of that, but something's weird. But I'm glad I was able to make it on your show because originally I thought Stan was still coming, and Stan said I already dropped the stuff off on your table. I said, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
There's free pizza at the Trump store tomorrow, Noodles, and they're going to have strippers from the Electric Blue Cafe. They might have a Jello wrestling contest, and I think you're going to have like a blindfolded pussy grab.
Really?
Yes. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm trying to get Michelle down there.
Michelle, we got to go. Michelle.
We're going to try.
We got.
Can get a ride. This is one of some of the stuff that I got from this.
Wow, look at these military helicopters around here. What up?
It's interesting about this bobblehead. He actually has a flashlight.
Oh, boy. Good boy.
Hard to what he's saying, though. I'll make it very great again. This is the Trump hat, and got a bumper sticker.
All right, buddy. All right. I know.
What, do they want to go to the park?
Yeah, they're happy to see me. It's been a week.
Yeah, Stan, I'll call this guy after the show.
Yeah, call him after the show and see if he'll do an interview with you, and you could do a vlog or whatever. Ask him about NE for Trump and what does he have in the store and what his background is. Is he military, whatever?
Yeah.
Engage people, Michelle. That's how you become popular on social media, by interacting with people.
Right.
Michelle, maybe we could come up with like a list of questions and you could just ask them, and then you get the clips, Michelle, and you put them up there as clips. It might be very good.
When I went in the store yesterday and I asked the guy if I could film a short video, he was a little hesitant at first. He goes, "Can I see your channel?" So I said, "Sure." I showed him my channel. It's a normal channel. He goes, "Okay, go ahead."
Yeah.
He was afraid I was going to go in there and try to fuck with him or something.
So what kind of stuff does he have? What kind of stuff? He's a hat, bumper stickers.
They have all sorts of T-shirts, clothing. They've got the political signs. They've got tons of flags.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the Gadsden flag, the yellow rattlesnake flag. They got, all kinds of shit there, man. They have Trump bobbleheads.
By the way,
I want to get a hat.
Speaking of...
Yeah, they got tons of hats, Noodles. They got, I think 50 different types of hats, man.
Do they have T-shirts there?
Yes. All sorts of T-shirts. I was going to get her one of those pink Women for Trump T-shirts, but only went up to XXL large.
Oh.
I think she needs like a 4X. So
that's not going to work. Yeah.
2X would be kind of snug. It certainly would show your bazooms. Yes, it would.
You'd have to drop about 10 stone, Michelle, to fit into that XXL.
Oh, really?
You're big, Michelle. You're very, very big.
Humongous, really. Little, she played on the high school basketball team.
Actually, I didn't, but...
They call their slam dunk Delaney.
Power forward. They
Well,
just
I'm
put her
no
in front of the
Rebecca.
net because all the other kids were like 2 feet shorter.
Yeah.
And she just blocked the shot. She couldn't shoot good, but she could block the shots well.
Pass it to Slam Dunk Delaney. Slam Dunk Delaney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that chief in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He just blocked the shots, then shuffled down, and then
Speaking
tip
of
in the shot on the other end.
sports, did you see in the Olympics that a female boxer was competing against a male boxer, and she was defeated, and she quit the match because she couldn't win?
Well, she said that she's never been hit so hard in her life. That's what she said. I mean, that's an Olympic boxer too, saying that they've never been hit that hard in their life by a sissy, by the way.
Well,
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you're still a man, right? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how they let that guy in the Olympics. You know, if he failed a gender test in some other competition before that, and somehow he passed it this time. I don't know. Maybe he cut his dick off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Not only that, but did you hear about the child rapist that's from the Netherlands that's participating in the Olympics?
No.
Dude, I swear to God, man. Swear to God.
Jesus Christ. What's this world coming to?
Yeah.
I was asking that this morning. I said, why are women boxing anyway? I mean, that's a man's sport.
Well,
Women should be playing beach volleyball, right, Noodles?
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now, man. That MMA, the female MMA,
yeah.
Some of those girls look good. Some of those girls look good, man. I'm telling you.
I know, but
I enjoy watching it.
I don't, man. It's just I don't find it entertaining at all, man. I want to see beach volleyball, tight buns, you know.
Yeah. Or tennis when they're like
athletic body, tennis too. Yeah, tennis. Oh, the grunts, yeah, those are excellent. Who did that? Steffi Graf, the German girl.
I don't know, but I
used to do that.
My girlfriend's sister was really into tennis, and I sit there and I'm like, am I hearing someone getting fucked? She's upstairs watching tennis. I couldn't believe it. I never heard that. It sounded like she was watching a porno.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys, if you're coming down, let me know. I'll swing by there too. To this thing.
How far is it from Michelle's?
What time is
Michelle's
this what time does this grand
under
opening
an hour?
What time does this open up? What time does this grand opening party start?
Noodles, you take 44 per road all the way into Hartford, and then you get on Route 84 eastbound for a little bit, for about 8 miles, and you get off in Vernon.
Okay. Well, Michelle, if you're willing to go, I'll go. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
Make sure you call the guy.
I'll go there and meet you guys. You know.
Yeah.
It's closer for me. It's near where I live. It's like maybe 15 minutes away from my house. So I can meet you guys anytime there. 11 to 6, they're open tomorrow.
How about this, Michelle? Also, Michelle, you should stand outside and promote your channel. Wear the hat. We'll get you a seat. You can introduce yourself to people. You know, hand out business cards.
Well, he gave me the number of the store manager to try to reach out to him, and maybe once I can get some dialogue with him, perhaps we can do some live in-store coverage.
Michelle, I also noticed yesterday that the defund DC flag is just basically on the ground. Like you just threw it on the ground.
Sitting on the couch, actually. I fell off the couch trying to hang up the British flag again because the peg came out of the wall. They had to find a peg, and I lost my balance and I fell backwards when I took the defund DC flag off the wall.
Well, I mean, you fell down a full escalator one time and didn't get hurt, so.
No.
I think you're pretty
I
robust.
skinned my
You're very big
good
bones.
knee, which kind of sucked. When I fell on the floor of my apartment on the couch.
Well, Michelle, why don't we get to an American flag? You don't have any American flags hanging.
No, I don't have any American flags. I have no room for one.
But you have room for the pirate jack or whatever the fuck that is? I mean, come on.
I don't really have a lot of room except to say what the green screen is on the other wall. I could have hung a flag up there or something. Like I said, I don't really have.
So when you go there, don't have Loomy talk to the guy. You know, he might confuse him. Just you talk. Tell Loomy to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Lumi's kind of a pain in the ass, Michelle. I'm going to be honest with you.
What?
Maybe
She's
Carmen.
No, probably just me. Yeah.
Maybe Carmen should speak.
No, Carmen isn't going to be here. She's working with her client.
Do we know this client's name?
She's not giving me that information because of the same basic guidelines of client confidentiality.
The guy's name is Kenny.
Oh, the guy, the manager. Yes, I got his name. Yes.
No. The name of the person that's the drug addict. The drug addict.
Oh.
She said no, it's not Kenny. She said that to me. She sent me a message.
The person that suffers from SUDS. I don't know if you know what that means, Michelle.
Michelle, have you seen Kyle or is he gone?
I have not seen him, but his pod is still in the backyard.
I ran his name through the Connecticut judicial system. See if he had any criminal convictions. He did not. He didn't have any pending criminal. He did have a bunch of civil litigation, though, where people were suing him for, what was his last name? Kyle, whatever the fuck his last name was. Kyle what?
Canning.
Cammy, or whatever his name is. He had a construction company in his name, Kyle Canny Construction, and they were suing the construction company.
Right.
So it looks like he ran his company into the ground. You know, he probably underpriced jobs, and then he couldn't finish them or whatever. You know, just a sloppy businessman.
Right.
And now he can't pay his fucking rent. You know.
So it's funny he works for another sloppy businessman. I mean, he lives in another sloppy businessman's domicile.
If he is supposed to be a construction worker, why is he living in a favela? Because he's broke.
Well,
I want to know how Jimmy's going to remediate those cockroaches when the housing authority gets word.
Terminex.
Jimmy needs to put all the residents up in a hotel for a week.
Oh yeah, well they bombed that place. Holy
absolutely,
shit.
Absolutely. And there's old people. There's families there with little kids and noodles.
I don't know what he's gonna do. There's nothing.
He's got to bomb the fuck out of that building. Really, they should just demolish the building.
That doesn't solve the problem.
They're gonna have to drape that whole friggin' building, right? Smoke it the fuck out, kill everything in there, and oh my god.
Unfortunately, he's also still got to get an electrician in here to rewire it too, because the old cloth-covered wiring is rotting away. He needs to fix that too.
Termites eat cloth-colored wiring. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know if they would, but the rubber underneath is kind of deteriorated away. Natural rubber. So
you know what's crazy? So I had that in my house, and they made me get rid of all of it before I was get insured. I'm surprised that place is even insured. How do you insure a place like that?
Well, I mean, he needs, if he has a mortgage, he needs to insure it. If he paid off the mortgage,
it says in the document he does not have a mortgage.
Insurance and not have any insurance.
It says in the document it doesn't even have a mortgage. Yeah. If you read his claim, he says
he only paid $300,000 for that whole building.
He paid cash. And $350,000 in an unmarked bill in an attaché case.
He probably has no insurance, and Michelle didn't sue him, and he rewarded her by raising her rent $200 a month.
No,
then
he
having
has
her work for
insurance,
free.
but I mean, he has a plumber, he has an HVAC guy. I'm surprised he doesn't have a full-time electrician on the payroll.
Jimmy's brother-in-law, Kimmett, sued Jimmy, got a nice $100,000 off of Jimmy, and Kimmett's still working for Jimmy, getting paid. Michelle's working for Jimmy, not getting paid.
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Michelle, you need to grow a backbone. You really do. You're like a jellyfish.
You know what it is? I think I really do believe she feels like she's very lucky to have what she has. Which, Michelle, I don't disagree with you, but the fact that if someone takes you out of that domicile where you live and puts you somewhere else, you are frightened of that. You don't like that. You don't have access to your computer. Blah blah blah. That's the end of the world for you. And I think that's your problem.
Well, what would you do if
Noodles, just about a month. Noodles, about a month ago, I had my partner and I had a property in Hartford with 6 apartments, 2 on each floor. It's a 3-story, and we completely refurbished it. I had a ground floor apartment that I'm renting out normally for like $1,250. I offered to rent it to Michelle a 2-year lease for $500 a month, and she
Michelle,
refused.
You're crazy, Michelle. You're crazy.
I would have written a 2-year lease. She would have been paying no more than $500 for 2 years.
Wait. Wait, you would have been her landlord?
Yes.
Michelle, you're crazy. Michelle,
I just said
you could have refused to pay Stan for forever. He would have let you stay there for free.
Never mind.
Yeah, I would have written it off, man. I would have uncollectible, whatever, and have my accountant. I'd get my money back, but I'd probably
Michelle,
let her stay there. I would let her stay. I don't know what kind of position she's in, I would have re-upped the lease again for the same $500,
So let me ask you a question. Did she know where it was, or did she just did she even ask about it?
She just avoided it as soon as I mentioned it. It was right near the Hartford Hospital. There's all sorts of medical offices there. There's places to eat. There's a grocery store, all within walking distance.
Thank you. I don't want another hour of sirens. Thank you very much. I already had enough of that living over there in Litchfield Street.
$500 a month, first floor rent. 2 bedrooms, mind you.
Probably
2 bedrooms.
Probably turned off the gas stove, too, saying, "We're going, oh, electric, baby." And I would have said, no, thanks.
You could have used that second bedroom for your studio, Michelle. You know what I did? After she walked away, I told my partner to rent it out. He rented it out for,
wait a minute.
You do realize, so I don't care. I'm making my money.
You do realize if the economic collapse comes, being in an urban environment would be the worst place to be, right?
Holy shit. Michelle, you're crazy. You're crazy.
You know that book, Rich Man, Poor Man, about the guy with the father, whose real father was like a poor man mentality. And then he had this mentor who was like his rich dad and who had an abundance mindset. Michelle is in that poor man's mentality, She just doesn't want to stray from the course she's on. And if you don't take chances in life, you're never gonna achieve anything. You're gonna be mediocre.
Oh.
Michelle, turn a new leaf, Michelle.
Really?
Holy shit.
I don't really know what I want anymore.
Yeah, I know, because Michelle, I think you think you never say it, but I think you picture yourself as a loser. Michelle, you can still do things.
Yeah,
you can have a better life, Michelle.
Yeah,
you're not a loser.
I'm near too well. I don't.
There's a Dairy Queen within walking distance, closer than Cumbies, and she never stops at Dairy Queen and has an ice cream on a live stream.
because
my
there's no
God,
place to
Michelle.
sit. They took the benches away.
Hey, Michelle, they make
What's
these
there?
walkers.
What?
Michelle, what about if I got you one of those walkers that has a chair attached to
I
it? Would you
have
sit in it?
one. It's too clunky to take up down 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
It doesn't fold flat.
Stan,
Every
would you have
solution
would you
has
have put her on? Would you have put her on the third floor?
no first floor.
Michelle, come on, you would have had first floor, Michelle.
First floor with handicapped access. You know, ramp. You
Let
just
me
press the
guess, no
fucking
gas
button and the
stove
door
either,
opens
huh?
up.
No gas stove either.
She wasn't interested. Every solution Noodles has 5 or 6 excuses from her. You know.
Michelle he would have put in a gas or electric stove, whatever you wanted, Michelle.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Stan was going to put in a jacuzzi in there, Michelle, for you.
You didn't
I
answer
would
my
have put in a
question
studio
either.
for her in that second bedroom.
She could have taken baths in a jacuzzi.
A new desk, new chair, new computing chair. You know, everything. The works.
Yeah, what about central air conditioning? Or a mini split?
Oh, it had that. It had that.
They had
Michelle.
central air, Michelle.
Don't get you, I don't cook that much, but the point is I prefer gas stove for cooking anyway.
Okay, well, it had gas.
Whatever. It's gone. It's long gone. It's under the water under the bridge. It's gone, Michelle. It's rented out.
I know.
It's rented out. The people are happy. They're paying me money. I'm happy. It's all good. I'm going to retire soon. I'm going to have money.
Oh, by the
I'm going
way,
to travel.
I have some good news. This month's T-Mobile bill, once everything stabilized, is $225 a month. So the bill finally got straightened out.
Michelle, you realize that you could have been paying $500 a month to live in a 2-bedroom domicile, Michelle, with handicap access. $500. You're paying $250 a month for your fucking phone. Oh my God!
Like I said, I feel like I'm a ne'er-do-well. I never feel like
Michelle, just listen. You do what you think is best for you. I mean, I understand that you know you can't help people who don't want to be helped. That's how I feel about the situation. So I don't really
know.
reach out too much anymore. You know,
I don't even
if
know.
I had a great deal for you, I threw it out there. You rejected
you're
it.
talking
Out of
over
hand
me.
without even looking at the place.
All right, I got an idea. Let me speak.
All right, I don't care.
I don't even know what I want anymore. Because I have a million dreams, and then I get scared, and then I lose faith, and then I feel like it'll never happen, and then I never achieve them. That's what I feel sometimes, is that I don't feel like I can ever achieve anything, because I'm never sure what to do. I get scared. I get anxious. Sometimes I don't even trust myself. Now I'll turn the sound back on. I just wanted to make sure you understood that.
Review. You don't even go to the Tort Museum and ask to interview Ralph Nader, a presidential candidate from your town, who would gladly give you an interview. You don't reach out to anybody.
Michelle, you get so much support at every fucking turn, Michelle, and you like focus on this fucking idiot that was bothering you for a few years. Michelle, that shit's over. All right, it's over. You know, Michelle, you've proved it. You went out places. You talked to people. You made new friends.
Yeah, I met people.
If you need help, Michelle, people will help you. People want to see you succeed. I don't know why you think that all these people that are trying to, they want to see you like get defeated.
Yeah,
Michelle, everybody's holding your hand.
I don't even know what I want. That's the problem.
Then you know what? What about if Stan? All right, Michelle. What about if Stan took your life, right, and said, "This is what you want. This is where we're going to put you. This is it. You let Stan do it. Do you trust Stan?
I do, but I'm not even sure really what I want in life anymore. Because I thought I wanted one thing, and then I realized I don't have the guts, and then I changed my mind. And
Michelle, there's senior housing that
No.
you could get, ground floor senior housing that let you keep Rusty, they'll let you do your show.
No,
You get you set up in that.
No.
See, out of
We
hand.
already went through this. No. In fact, even Krista said, Red Chestnut Grove, those people are nosy. She had a friend that lived there before she went to a nursing home. Her and her daughter go up to visit, and security was constantly pestering the woman upstairs. Says, "Who is the little 5-year-old? Who is she? Why is she making so much noise? Why is she unintentionally disturbing the neighbors?" But she wasn't, just being a 5-year-old. She said, "Those people in Chestnut Grove are atrocious. Don't go there."
Ah, man. Oh, my God.
Senior living facilities should not have a 5-year-old living there.
What if
Number
you
one.
happen to have a granddaughter, for example? Okay?
Well, then the daughter or the son-in-law or the son should be raising the daughter, no?
It's your family!
Not the
In this
grandmother.
case, it was her friend.
I mean,
No,
there are
I'm
rules
saying this
to
is-
abide by, Michelle.
I'm saying is
Senior
that
living is for seniors,
I
not
don't
for
want to
5-year-olds
be.
that run
I don't want to
around
be in a
stomping
place where
around on the
everybody's a
fucking
bunch of
floor.
loudmouth, good-for-nothing yentas, busybodies who thinks that they know everything when they get into your beeswax. I don't want to deal with that.
You don't know what you're talking about, Michelle. Come on.
Let me
Somebody
tell you.
cited some.
First of all, I don't want to be in senior housing. I do not want to be pegged into a box. I do not want to be in that situation. Okay? I don't want to be in that situation. Never. Ever. I'm sorry to say that, but I do not want to be in that situation. Back to the chat.
True. You know, you're not going to move. I understand that, you know.
I don't know about the moving part. Again, like I said, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, when that building falls apart, you're
I
going to
don't
have to
even know
move.
what I
Michelle.
want
You're
in
gonna
life
have a
anymore.
plan B.
I don't even know what I really want in life. Okay? I don't know. I thought I was gonna do good with this channel, and I am. But I wish I had my life had been different. But
Michelle, do you think that building is going to last forever?
has nothing to do with the building. We're talking about something to do with my own life. Never mind the building.
Well, my point is that when the building collapses or is condemned as uninhabitable, you need to move. You
I'm
understand?
more concerned about Kyle doing something stupid like arson, or unfortunately the electrical wiring catching fire, which is not impossible. I'm just saying is I'm worried about myself, but I don't know where to begin.
Do you think you need a caretaker, a conservator
No, I can
to
use a
manage your
helping
affairs?
hand.
No.
I could use a helping
I
hand
think
to help me come up with
Listen,
a plan.
as a friend,
I don't really know if I
I'm
want to
only a
stay.
friend.
I don't even know if I want to stay in Connecticut anymore. I know we
It's my
talked about.
opinion that you need a conservator.
No.
And that's my opinion to which I'm entitled.
Well, it's my opinion too, which is no. What Michelle needs is she needs
I'm
someone
not talking
to.
to you.
Oh, Michelle, forget it. I can't even speak either.
Lumi is such a pain in the ass. I'm going to be honest
What
with
a
you.
bitch. Who asked you? Does Jimmy know you live there, Lumi?
What did they want to do when they grew up? Take
I can
notes
drop
again.
a dime on you, Lumi, at any time. You better shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, Lumi.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, let me talk to my audience for a second. What did I wanted to do when I grew up? I wanted to be a business person. Was one thing, but of course things were different back then. In the 1970s, the economy was different. But I knew it was hard because I watched my father try to run his own business. But everybody kept telling me, because you're legally blind, you can't be that. You can't do this. It's what first made me feel like a loser, because I couldn't achieve, what I wanted, which was to try to be self-sufficient. And so that I've got now what I've got, it took a lot of work to get here. And that was the hardest thing of all, was now that I'm 56 years old, I feel that I want a new change again. But I feel sometimes like I don't think I can make it because of I don't have some of the skills I need to move. For example, we talked about Brazil. Okay, just bear with me, okay? Love the place, however, the bureaucracy is crazy. UK, love the place, its bureaucracy, the home office is crazy. Okay? So, I don't really know what I want anymore. Sometimes I feel lost. That's all. That's the chat.
But whatever, you do you, Michelle.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Michelle,
look
it's
into that old radio station. Maybe I could get you in there in case the building gets condemned.
what about Stan? What about if you go to Brazil and find a place for Michelle in Brazil, and then rent it out to her there?
Yeah, I'd have to visit the country first, Noodles, and get
I
a
don't have a passport.
first-hand look at it.
No, I don't have a passport.
Maybe Stan can go buy Carmen Miranda's childhood home, Michelle, and rent it out to you in Brazil.
That's in Portugal, Noodles.
Oh.
But Portugal's nice. Got a guy here. Michelle, you ever been to Portugal? How about Spain? You ever been to Spain? You ever been to Ibiza there?
I've never been to any
Ibiza partying?
The farthest away country I've ever been to is Martinique.
It's where?
Martinique. In the Caribbean.
Martinique? When did you go there?
I went there with my parents for a holiday, for a Caribbean cruise.
Did you? Did you like it there?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice people. I didn't stay long because
Michelle,
I lost my stateroom key.
Michelle, listen to me for a second. If your fans put together a fundraiser for, say, $3,000 for you to go take a trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands or someplace like that you don't need a passport for, would you go and take a week off and go to the U.S. Virgin Islands and sit on the beach and stream from there and, drink a pina colada and have a good time? Would you be able to do that?
It'd be in a cruise ship because I ain't
You would
flying.
have to fly. You'd have to fly from Bradley. You're not taking a fucking ship down there.
Oh, right.
His cruise is booked like 2 years in advance.
Actually, the ship's not that...
Michelle, this is a free trip. Would you do it? I'm asking yes or no.
If I could, maybe, but I still would like to see the UK.
Why don't you think about it, and then we can put it together. I'll put in the first few $100 for you to open it up.
I still would like to see the UK too, so I still need a passport.
Well, that's a lot more expensive, and you need a passport. And I gave you the passport papers 2 years ago, and you haven't filled them out yet. I don't know.
Oh my God! Michelle reminds me of one of those people that if she got off a boat in Africa or something like that, or the Amazon, they would see her and think she's some.
Even Molasses can attest this. She would like me to go with her to California, and I'm not. I've got cold feet about that, and that's within our own country.
Could you imagine if Michelle got off a boat 200 years ago and landed in the Americas, and a Native American saw her? Michelle, you would have been scalped in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Well, let's see. That would have been 1824. Probably would have arrived in either one of the New England counties, such as New York or Boston.
Do you know that in 1824, Jefferson and John Adams were still alive?
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah, no one believes us. I think it's like 3 people ago. Like that's how old the United States is. 2 or 3 people ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's the average age was 76. So how old is the country? 200 something years old. Right?
250 now, or 247 or whatever.
All right. So how many people is that?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the length of 3 normal lifespans.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh.
I got to mow the lawn today, guys.
Push or ride?
I got a push mower. I got a Cub Cadet I bought brand new. I had a small yard, very small yard, Noodles, like 1/8 of an acre total. So it takes me about an hour to get the front back. Not long.
Yeah, it's like
I
that's
agree
like
with
me. It
the
only takes
vacation,
me like an
Sherry.
hour
I'm
to go
not
over there.
against the vacation at all.
I got to make sure I don't step in any dog shit. But I cleaned up the dog shit from last week, so I'm gonna go and do it now before the dogs actually take some shits.
You want to know something? I had a moss problem in my backyard, Stan, and I made the dog shit on the moss. I don't have any moss anymore.
Really?
Swear to God. Yeah,
Nice.
I
Usually, they each have their own little area where they shit. Like Major shits on the one corner of the yard near the garden, and Champ goes around the side of the house and shits over there on the side by the pine tree.
That's so weird. Wishbone eats where Tino shits.
Well, let me ask you really a question, guys, and this is for you and the panel and the audience: is what do you do when a person has such a low self-esteem that they don't even know what they can do in their life anymore? When they lost the sense of direction.
What do I do? What do I do? Well, I spend hours and hours of travel and hundreds of dollars to bring them places to try to get them out so that they can enjoy life, and it seems like it never ever works. That's what I do.
It did work though. But the problem is right now it feels like.
Well, Michelle, why don't you start
Long-term
tomorrow by going
planning
to the
is
Trump thing and meeting some people there, you know?
Right, if we can get down there, it's up to Noodles if he wants to pick me up.
Yeah.
I'll give that
Well,
guy.
Michelle, I'm only going there if you wear the Trump hat, right, and you bring your business cards. We're going to introduce you to a lot of people out there.
I don't have a lot of business cards left.
You guys can have some free pizzas there, and if you're still hungry, there's a good Jewish deli around the corner called Rhines. You can get a nice pastrami on rye with Swiss.
Yeah, you could tell the owners how the Nazis killed Lumi back in 1942.
Yes, I'm sure they'll talk about that all day long over there.
Yeah. Well,
Rhines Deli.
Because I mean, like as I said, I'm always get a million
Great
ideas,
pastrami sandwiches there,
and
guys.
then I keep shooting myself in
And
my
then you
foot
get a
and
big
saying,
deal pickle too on the side.
no, I'll skip
She
the
hates
pickle.
pickles.
I hate pickles. But anyway, what I'll say is,
Michelle, what's your problem with mayonnaise? What's the problem?
it gives me an anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylactic shock, really?
Yeah.
Really? What is it about the mayonnaise?
Because I'm
What is it
definitely
about the
allergic
mayonnaise?
to it. Causes my throat to swell up and stuff.
Yeah, but what is in it? You have to know what's in it that causes that.
It's the
'Cause
combination
that's
of the
dangerous.
eggs and the vinegar together that causes the problem.
Oh.
Because I
never
can
heard
eat
of
eggs
that.
by
Brian, is that
myself and they
true?
don't really do anything to me. I can eat vinegar by itself and it doesn't do anything, but the two together is like making kryptonite. That's what I'm trying to do, Sherry, but the problem is sometimes I feel, I don't know. Maybe my cards will say, explain it better than I can in words. Can you get a chance, Sherry? Would you pull out my cards and let me know? Because I never been able to fully explain it. Maybe the cards will have the answer. Maybe because I was
Michelle,
always.
ding dong.
Maybe because I was always
Ding dong,
told.
Michelle. Ding dong,
Okay,
Michelle.
I see it's molasses. Hold on a minute. Let me get around here. Okay, add one. Good morning, how you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I am still seriously looking for someone to go to California with me. I think you would have a good time, Michelle. I mean, there are like 55 and older trailer parks out there in California that are awesome, that are a
Yeah.
good deal, and they're nice.
Yeah, but you know what? After
Oh, you mean
being.
for her to like move out?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's offering for me to
Now,
move.
would you be living there with her, molasses?
No, I couldn't because there's one. I did find one where you can be 55 and older and have somebody 45, at least 45, living with you. So I could live with her at that particular one, but I would have my own housing and have to find her own housing because I can't put her on my lease.
So my concern would be like, you know, she's got Stan out there. People can get to her like whenever she needs it. Like, what do you like? You realize that you're going to be her contact there, right?
Right. Help her out and stuff. Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you willing to do that?
I could help her out. Yeah. It would be
I
good
think it
for
would be
me.
good if you, like I said, molasses before. I think it would be good if you guys do a short trip. You know, like a
Yeah.
long weekend or something. Go somewhere.
New Hampshire,
Right.
maybe?
You know,
I
go
was
to Lake
thinking about
George or
Providence,
something, or Vermont or someplace.
Providence,
I mean,
Rhode
go to Mount
Island. I
Snow.
wanted
There's a
to
wine
check
and
out.
cheese festival coming up in September at Mount Snow. You could get a
Okay.
motel
Yeah.
room and just hang out and see if you guys are compatible. You know,
Right.
because Michelle snores loud, molasses. I got to tell you, she was
Yeah.
snoring up a storm yesterday. I tried to wake her up. I said I had her Trump stuff, and she was just snoring. So I just
Yeah.
left it on the table.
Yeah, that was one
Well,
of the
snoring doesn't
4-hour
bother me too
blocks, I
much.
think.
I mean, I don't know, you know, but you know,
I know there's a
you guys.
lot of 55 and older trailer parks that I wish I was eligible to stay in because they're nice and they're reasonable.
Yeah. Well, I like that. I kind of let the one house you showed me that was kind of cool
All right,
with that
guys.
stupid air conditioner in the
I'm
seat on the
almost
roof
home.
was
I'm gonna
okay.
disconnect, and I gotta get the dogs fed and mow the lawn. So I'll try to catch the back end of the show, guys.
Okay.
Take
Thank
it
you for
easy.
coming.
Take care, everybody. Have a nice
It's good
weekend,
seeing
and
Yeah.
hopefully I'll see you at Noodles and Michelle tomorrow up
Well,
there
let's
at
see
the
if we
Trump
can
show.
make it out there. Let's see if we
You
can
know,
make it
with
out
the
there.
electric blue strippers. You know, and you know, have some fun up there.
What about
All right, guys.
Michelle
Take care.
moving to Slab City in California? I don't know about
Well,
Slab
they're probably
City.
going to disassemble Slab City with this new homeless
That's what I'm
ban.
concerned about because that technically is part of California.
That's right.
Listen,
So with Gavin Newsom's new homeless ban, I think Slab City might end up gone.
yeah.
It's up to the municipalities if they want to enforce it.
That's true. Maybe
But
Slab
if they
City
don't
they might live
enforce it,
alone because it's so far out. No one really.
if they don't enforce it, they won't get funding from the state. They get cut off if they don't enforce the homeless ban.
Yeah, but the one thing is that no one ever talks about is it still doesn't solve the homeless problem.
That's right. Exactly. Absolutely, Michelle. It doesn't. You know.
I mean, the homeless, you got to go somewhere. You know.
Yeah. I mean, unless it gets them more in the system, I don't know. I mean, if they're arrested for being homeless, does it get them into programs? I know there's certain program. There's a program for a respite house, and you can in the area I was in California, but you can only get referred to it if through mental health or the
Right.
cops.
We have something
So
similar in Connecticut. Yeah, in Torrington.
So if you get arrested or something, you can get referred to this respite house to live for a temporary period of time.
How you doing, Glasgow Dave? Welcome to the show today.
But that
Yeah.
house we were looking at, that was one I was thinking about buying, and that was like a foreclosure or something. And it
Right.
was it appeared to be in kind of a ghetto neighborhood, but it looks like a cute little house, you know?
You talk about the one with the air conditioner on the roof.
Yeah, that one.
Hell, I would consider buying it, but I definitely would take the air conditioner off the roof
Yeah.
because it is in an earthquake zone. And I would not want to find my air conditioning system basically blowing off the roof during an earthquake.
Right.
All right, hold on a minute. That Glasgow date wants to come up now. Admit one. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. Well, like I
What am I
said,
showing up as, Michelle? What am I showing up as? Am I showing up as Glasgow Dave?
Billy.
you're showing up as Billy Beefburger.
Yeah, it's Billy Beefburger. Yeah. Yeah, Billy Beefburger's one of my aliases. I like the old beef burgers, Michelle. Can't beat a beef burger.
Yeah. I'm not against that house, honestly. I think it's kind of cute. I mean, it does have fiber optic telephone service underground. It has high speed internet. So it could have been a thing. Except what did the realtor say?
Michelle, how do you make how do you make homelessness illegal? How do you make poverty illegal? People say, but poverty is a choice. That just means that people who don't succeed in life choose not to succeed. So if Donald Trump doesn't win the election, does that mean he's choosing not to win the
I don't
election?
think
So
you
he's
can
choosing
make.
to be a
I don't think
failure?
it makes no sense to make homelessness illegal because
Well, yeah, they
it
do have
really
vacancy
doesn't.
laws in
Because
Europe.
it's just pushing the problem into another problem. You know.
Well, the thing about that is, I understand it, Michelle, because you do have these tent cities, and I know there was people in Los Angeles who had they renovated these big houses, and they were like apartment blocks, and they were quite fancy, and people were getting charged $3,000 a month, and people were putting
Well,
tents
that's one thing
outside
that
the
also
entrance.
kind
So,
of pisses me
well,
off is we have a huge number
yeah,
of
well,
abandoned vacant properties that
yeah,
they're just sitting there,
yeah, no,
dormant old state housing that's never been renovated, and yet they never
yeah, no,
say,
you're not
"Hey,
letting
to the
me
homeless, how about
tell.
you take some of this property if you want, and then we can renovate it, make it a better home." They never offered
Yeah,
that.
you,
It's always, "Oh, we're going to
Michelle, you
sell
just
it to
said,
the real estaters, and the real estaters make a
Michelle,
fortune on it, and then they charge
Michelle,
everybody up to wazoo for rent." You know.
Right, Michelle. Right, just let me finish. I know what you're saying. No, that's not what I'm meaning. You're away in a tangent. You never let me finish. What I'm saying is people who were working, who were buying property, there was people out there in tents that were putting their tents up that people couldn't get out of their apartment blocks, and they were buying these apartments right next to Skid Row. I understand what you're saying about buildings that are abandoned and stuff. Yeah, governments could buy them up and renovate them, but it's not the government's fault. It's not the government's job to do that. But then again, I understand the homeless thing, and I understand that, there was a lot of tent cities. A lot of that was to do with drugs as well, though, Michelle. And it was like NIMBY, not in my backyard. But the thing is, Michelle, I know what you're saying, but what about people who aren't drug users? What about people who aren't living in tents and sleeping in park benches? They even came up with spike strips, and they were putting spike strips. They were called anti-homelessness devices, where like coffee shops would put spikes stripped up outside their actual premises to prevent homeless
Right.
people sleeping on them. You know, it's just unbelievable.
What do you think, Molasses?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs for sure.
I mean, I understand it, but the thing about the homelessness is, you know, the reason why a lot of people are homeless is because of the fact that a lot of these people do take drugs. I'm not saying everybody does, but the thing is, I'm not saying it's not the government's job to, to provide jobs for people, but there is a thing called the trickle down effect, and Conservatives talk about it all the time. And people say, oh, but poverty, look at these people, they choose to live that way. But, well, if Donald Trump doesn't win this election, does that mean that he chose to be a failure? He chose to lose the election? Of course he didn't.
Well, the homeless problem, like I said, is gonna be kind of hard to fix because you got so many that like to say all the homeless people are drug users or prostitutes, and that's not entirely true.
Well, I'm not saying that, Michelle. I'm not saying they're all drug addicts. I'm not. That would be wrong. But probably the ones that live in Skid Row and tent cities probably are, Michelle. But how do
Yeah,
you? The
a
thing
lot of them are like a lot of them do have mental health issues
Yeah.
where they, like I mean, I have to watch myself. I'm always wanting to travel and this and that. I have mental health issues. I could be prone to homelessness based on that, either mental health or drug addiction or alcoholism, or
Well,
something
that's the
like
one thing, as
that.
far as I know, you don't have a problem with. That's how, unfortunately, that's how a lot of them fall into that trap. Is you don't
Yeah,
have the substance abuse issues. And
right.
well,
this
Well,
that's the
is
I mean,
thing. You're totally right. I mean, molasses cookie. What state are you in, molasses? Where are you
I'm
from?
in Maine. I'm in Maine right now living with my family, but when I was in California, I was in danger of homelessness. Yes.
That's because another thing that isn't mentioned when you get these people that talk about, homelessness and all the rest of it. There are people who do live in their cars and they do work. I watched a documentary about it, and the thing is, people can't afford the houses. And I mean, it doesn't matter what job you take, you can't. And
Right.
people say, is it the people's fault that they can't afford houses? Well,
Well,
you could
that
argue, well, if they did well at university or school, yeah, they would get the degree and they would get. But there's always going to be people who don't. The pyramid of power suggests that the most intelligent people will be at the top, but they're in the far and few between. So there's always going to be an underclass. So it's the system that
well,
they,
it's
you know what I
it's
mean?
my opinion right now that the economy's set up for two people working in the home. So the prices and everything's set for a family of two person income, possibly even more because children or adult children are living with parents
yeah.
bringing in an income. So you've got the economy based on like a three-person at least income in a household.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I have looked at, and I've done some research
And if
into
you're
it,
not
and I looked
family, then
at,
you might share an apartment with a friend. And
yeah, well, that's the thing, that's the way things are going. But I looked up, and there are states in America, well, it depends on what you do and what your qualifications are. But I think if you don't have any skills or whatever, and you want to do a menial job, I would advise don't go anywhere near California because it's a very expensive state from what I've read. But the thing is, if you go to states like Oklahoma, the thing I did a comparison between California and Ohio, and I just wrote down bus driver salary, and then I looked at, right, let's just say I'm a bus driver for argument's sake. Where would I, where would I be able to live? And I checked out, you can get cheap places to live, Michelle. It's not impossible,
well,
especially in states like Ohio. I mean, I think it was like, 900 to 1,000 is pretty much your average. But I mean, if you're working, yeah, you can afford that, and you can even maybe even afford to buy, you know.
the thing is you can, depending on what state you're in, you can make about $10,000 a month, you could get a pretty nice cottage for that price.
Yeah,
If
well,
you make
yeah, and one of the
$10,000 a year, you're not going to get anything.
well, I remember watching a documentary, Michelle, and there was this guy, and he was homeless because he did what this was a documentary about people who live in their cars in California, and they work.
Oh yeah,
And
people are
this
living in
guy
their
said,
cars in California,
and still
and
work. But this guy, right? And he says, and the guy who made the documentary says, "Could you?" I says, "Where are you from originally?" He went, "Oh, I'm from Ohio or Indiana or whatever." And then he went, and then he says, "But I could make I don't need to really be homeless. I could go to Indiana and I could probably earn this and that." And I says, "Well, why don't you? Why live in your car? And if you're going to go to any state where you can't afford a house, don't do it. Do your research first. I would rather have a roof over my
if
head,
I'm molasses, that
you know."
brings up a very valid point. What about the people who do live in their cars in the state of California, and that's their home?
Well,
Are they going to lose their cars too when they start closing all the homeless camps?
exactly. I wondered about that, because I thought about the time that I was living in my car in California, and gee, I could at this point just sleep in a Walmart. Could I get arrested?
Well,
That's a good
it depends
question.
on how it would depend on how you're defining homelessness, and that's the thing. They're making it illegal to be homeless, but the thing is, when the cops came along and they decided to evict the people in the tent cities, in some places they had to have court orders, and they did do that, but a lot of the judges weren't signing the orders. They weren't signing them in California, but it turns out
Well, the way
that if
Newsom
you're in
wrote
a
the
car,
law, there is no
then
court orders. It's just instant. Town comes in a bulldozer and that's it. Campsite's gone. You don't even have time to clear out your stuff before they just run it flat with a bulldozer. I've seen it in
that's true.
Connecticut.
But the
I've seen
thing
the
is,
same thing done in Connecticut.
if you're in a car, then I suppose they couldn't. I mean, the Fourth Amendment, they can ask you to identify yourself legally. If you're in a car, could they move you? I don't know. If you're in a Walmart car park, they could probably get you on trespassing. I don't know. There's bound to be something they could get you on. I mean, the cops will always try and find something if they want to, but it's whether they want to be bothered dealing with it. If you're in a car, then I don't think you are breaking the law, I don't think, unless you're trespassing.
Yeah, they leave it up to the municipalities what to do. It's up to the cops how they want to treat you, if they find you in your car or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're on private property, it's up to the property owner. They can say, we want him out.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's understandable. That's the same even if you're on foot. If you're walking through people's property and the cop, they say, look, we don't want him in our property, then that's fair enough. That's understandable. But if you're parked at the side of the road and there are no
But the
parking
problem, the way
restrictions, then
Newsom wrote this, is that it sounds like even if the property allows you to stay there, the town can still tell you to get the hell out anyway.
well, the thing about that is, Michelle, is you do pay to use the road. If you're paying taxes, then your taxes are paying for that road, so that's public. That's like if you're sitting in a park bench, a cop has no right to come up and say, you must move. You're just sitting. There's no time limit on where you can use a park bench unless you're sleeping there.
Well, that's the problem with the whole
24 hours a day.
criminalization of homelessness. Is it's actually designed to strip away all rights you have. Because then you're going to start paying fines. If you don't pay fines, you're going to end up in the court. Then you're going to end up possibly in jail for an indeterminate period of time based on how kind of judge you got. You might end up in jail for 30 days, 90 days, lose everything because you can't pay your car payments.
Yeah, they would probably impound your car, wouldn't they?
Well, they would, but you still have to pay your car payment?
Plus, you have to pay the fee to get your car out of impound.
Right, and top of the fact is, if that you don't pay your car payment, the repo guy is going to go to the impound yard and take your car because he's going to show that he has the right to impound your car. And the police department they can pay the impound fee.
That's if the car isn't paid off. But if the car's paid off, they can't touch it. But the thing is, Michelle, it could lead to what's known as selective policing. And that's the thing. It's like You know, we could arrest you if you want to, but we don't want to. That's the thing, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like California is a place to stay out of.
Mm. I mean, if I had no money, no job prospects, I wouldn't get anywhere near California. So what
Yeah.
is it? Are you a school,
Well, that's one of
molasses?
the
Are you a
reasons
school
why
teacher?
molasses. I have my reservations about going to California because that reason right there is.
Yeah.
What is it you
It
do?
might be hostile to
What is,
me. It might be unhealthy for me to be in California.
Right.
yeah, I don't think it would be healthy for any person without a reasonable amount of income to be in California. Even somebody with a good work ethic, you're like, oh, forget it. You know, just don't even
They
go
say
there.
Nevada,
But I
they
mean,
say New Mexico is pretty dangerous too because of not only because of the illegals but because of all the desert creatures that live in the desert. And
You
Nevada's
talk about New Mexico?
what is
New
it?
Mexico.
What is it you
Well,
do? What is
Nevada's
it you
kind
do?
of also as bad as New Mexico in some ways.
Yeah. What is it you do for a living, molasses?
What about Idaho or
I'm just a
Iowa?
student.
Idaho or
I'm
Iowa,
just a
Nebraska.
student right now. I'm on disability and I'm a student.
So what are you studying then?
I'm a literature student.
You should write a book about your life story, make a
I
fortune.
should do. I should really.
Maybe
You
she can help me work
honestly.
on my story because
Yeah.
Michelle, your life stories are priceless. I mean,
I can edit really good, Michelle. I'm really good at editing, like, punctuation, stuff like that.
my problem
I'm
is I write
absolutely
my
terrible.
stories, my life stories within a fictional count. So because I tried to write my real life story, no one would read it. No one's been reading my fiction stories either.
I think English and maths are the two subjects you really need to be good at to really
Yeah,
even get
really,
any
English gets
job.
you thinking about everything,
Yeah, yeah.
But
If
let
you're
me
good at
ask you
English,
guys a question:
you're gonna watch.
why do I feel like I don't know what I want to do anymore? Um, I had a lot of ideas as a kid; they never panned out, and now I'm like, as an adult, I'm like, I don't know what I want to do anymore because I feel like,
Really the state of affairs, Michelle, it's taken away people's dreams and everything's so unstable that
yeah.
people just don't dare to have hopes and goals. And you can't, you're barely getting, like I'm barely getting by. There's no room
I mean,
for
like Stan
dreams.
says to me, well, sooner or
Like,
later, you're going to have to move on from here because you're kind of outgrown this place, which is kind of true. I have
Yeah.
kind of outgrown it in the sense that it
well,
was,
I believe that the words of the great man, and there was a wise person once said, it's a big club, and we aren't in it.
and then I kept saying I wanted to go to the UK, and then it's hard for me to see how I'm supposed to get all this stuff together to do that. And so I tabled
Well,
that. Then I thought it would be
Michelle,
nice to go to Brazil, but then it turns out the bureaucracy in Brazil is just as worse, if not worse, than the UK.
Michelle, it would be just as hard for you to come here and live as it would be for
Especially
me
now
to
you'd
go
have
to
to deal with
America.
everything would be in Portuguese instead of in English, which would add only to more frustrations to the paperwork filling out.
Michelle, there's not.
California might be expensive, but if I get this housing, it's only $300 a month. Where did Billy go?
Yeah, but what about states like Iowa? There's a town called DeLene in Iowa. Did you know that?
Michelle, did you hear about this new trend that's happening all over the United States?
No.
People are now getting cameras, camouflaging them, and putting them outside your house. Do you hear about this?
Putting it outside their house. Why?
Well, so for instance, it's totally legal. If I'm on public property, I could put a camera out facing your house, and I can know every move you make. Totally legal.
Well, the question is, why would be neighbors watching your house?
No, it wouldn't be your neighbor. I could put a camera on a public corner, right? Camouflage it, and have it recording 24/7.
Well, in the UK, they put cameras on poles and they don't camouflage them.
Well, this is a new trend in the United States, which is fascinating.
Now, ask Scottish Dave about the cameras they put on poles in the UK. They watch you for everything you do on the streets. You can bet some of them are actually pointed at homes too.
An article released by CBS yesterday. Go check it out.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that house. Oh, the house we were looking at buying in California, Michelle, is 12. The payments are like $1,200 a month, so it'd be about $600 a piece.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Own it. No, that's right. Compared to rent and stuff, $600 a month
and
to
you
own
get
something.
equity too. So you $1,200 a month. You figure yeah. I mean that price. I think they include the mortgage and the insurance, and
right.
And that's a good idea. But I do agree with Stan that maybe going on a little trip to see if we can get along would be a good idea.
Right. Well, I thought about going down to Providence. What would that be like?
Providence would be nice. There's some nice.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we can go out there to one of the outer towns and go to one of the beaches, like, Mesquamaket Beach and things like that.
I thought about getting a tent and going camping at a state park down near Providence.
There is a park down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a park down there. I remember that because my parents went there.
Brown University. I'd like to visit Brown University bookstore.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never been
get
to the Brown University bookstore, so I have no idea what it's like.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Well, let's see if we can get the money to do this. That's something that is still going to be a reality.
Yeah, that would be a good trip. And they have places like to see concerts and stuff like that. And there's a little comedy club to see a comedy show in Providence.
Right. And so right now, if you could take the train, I could take the train to Providence.
Yeah. I thought it would be a nice time,
You could even take the train, too, if you didn't want to drive. And then we just have to rent a car
in town. You could do a little bit of everything there. You could do camping. You could do a comedy show. There's a place, there's a coffee shop I love that's only in Massachusetts, Rhode Island. It's called Mary Lou's.
I've heard of it.
East Providence, they have a Mary Lou's. So I planned out the trip.
Oh, be an idea.
Yeah, that would be a good time, Michelle. Go down to Providence.
So what we need to do is decide what's the most feasible way for me to meet up. I mean, do you want to pick me up? Do you want me to take the train to take the EM track?
Let me look at the map.
To Providence? Maybe
I would just pick you up on the way, right? Let's see.
Okay. It's just that I need to start feeling like I'm able to come up with a plan and stick with it. That's probably the biggest. Right, that's probably the biggest thing that you would relate to what you say. What's going on with people's lack of self-esteem? After 4 years of Biden, I don't think it's just a Biden thing, but I'll just mention that certainly Biden years made it worse. But I've always been a bit of a homebody. I've always been self-supportive, but it seems like over the years, like. Somebody kept, kicking the wind out of my sails, and I want to do something with my life. I'm 56 years old. I probably have about another 40 years left. And, I mean, like I said, my dream as a kid was to start a business. Well, I kind of got a business.
Me too. I'd like to start a business. Like one thing I'd like to have is like a little coffee shop or tea, coffee, tea,
That sounds
smoothies,
like an idea. That sounds practical. That sounds more realistic. I've always kind of wanted to
Yeah.
start an Italian restaurant. A very simple
Yeah.
little Italian restaurant.
Well, yeah, I know this woman where I lived in California that had a tea house, and her menu, like she came up with a meal, and that was you pay for the catered meal, and so you don't say I want this, I want that, and blah blah blah. You pay for the experience to dine there at the tea house and the catered meal.
Okay.
So we could do the same thing with Italian food. Like you pay like we highlight a dish, and she did the food, like she was open for like coffee, tea, whatever on every other day of the week, but only did the food
In
like
other words,
say
she would
Thursday through.
subcontract out to another company to make the meal.
No, she had a in-house chef.
Oh, okay. She had her own in-house chef. Well, it might be a possibility too. I think a coffee
Yeah,
house is more immediately a doable thing than a
yeah,
full-service restaurant because of the cost of starting up, because of regulations and certifications and all that.
right.
So, like, these are things that we really need to talk in person, not on phone. I mean, face to face, so we can read each other's expressions.
Right. So if I picked you up, you're down further than Providence, but it's kind of like cut across after I pick you up,
Yeah. I
Let's
mean, I'm sure
see.
Krista can watch Rusty for a few days. You know, I'd like to get out, see you, and talk to you again. We had a good time last time we talked to ABC Pizza. We didn't really get a chance, a lot of time to talk because it was so.
Yeah, and I was like beat that trip. Those trips take a lot out of me, and I'm just
Oh,
on
I understand
autopilot.
that. At least it's a little bit less stressful. At least it's within the same region.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if it is like driving from where you are to Los Angeles, or kind of like going from 2 hour, 3 hour trip, say from San Fran to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I got the trip all mapped out, Michelle. Honestly, if you and I went across country, I think we would have a really good time. And I did want to maybe in
You do
California
realize
check
that
out.
I do need to do certain things with hygiene because of my skin, right? So I'm very
Right.
self-conscious about that because I get a little
Well,
facial fur in my face, so I have to constantly scrape it off with a razor blade. Raise it.
okay,
So I'm really
yeah.
kind of conscious about that. So when I
Do
first
you
wake up,
use those
I
little
look like a little bit fuzzy, and I don't like it, and then I have to clean myself. So if I go into the
do you use those little disposable?
no, I use a double-edged safety razor.
Oh, okay.
I bought
Because
a, I
I can
got a
get a bunch of
brand.
those
I
little
bought an old
disposable
Gillette
ones to
Super
travel
Speed
with.
from 1941, but I bought brand new blades for it. And it's
Yeah.
been a solid performer for me. It worked a lot better than the disposables, which clogged up. And
Well, we could definitely, like across country, there are times that I was going to get a hotel, but there were some times that I was going to sleep like at the
oh
at the
yeah,
truck stop or something.
oh yeah, stop at the truck stop,
Yeah.
and then like I
But I
said,
was
as far as
thinking about
California, I still think that house would have been a nice option because, like I said, there was two different ones. There was the one with the air conditioner on the roof. That one I checked. That one did have fiber optic cable for phone service, and also had good T-Mobile 5G coverage, and also had cable
yeah.
TV available as well. That wasn't too far out in the sticks. The other one, the ranch one, would have been a little bit more of a problem because it was way out there
Right.
with the ranch. I thought it was
Right.
so. I mean, because my disabilities, I have to be kind of in town because I can't.
Oh yeah, this one would be that the one that I showed you is very handy to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I love the backyard. I just love the yard.
Which we're going to definitely have to clean up a little bit. But we could definitely
Yeah.
take the tool shed and turn that into a she shed where you could have the studio
Yes.
there.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
You know, and maybe even build a second little thing where you could have your yard implements. You know, like a little miniature push mower. I know push mowers are not good for long grass, but I'm not about the kind of non-electric ones, but what they call the real mowers. Because
We'd have to have a heavy duty mower to get through that stuff.
oh yeah,
That's grown up. It's probably even worse now. Worse than that picture.
But remember, California made the gasoline engines illegal, so you'd have to use an electric lawnmower.
Oh, that's right.
And unless you can get a good deal on an electric lawnmower, you are gonna maybe have to cut it with a scythe.
Yeah, scythe. You're right. Absolutely.
So that would be something we'd have to look, or probably initially we might have to hire a lawn care guy.
You'd have
Say,
to watch out.
you're going to have to help us.
You'd have to watch out for poisonous snakes.
Oh yes, be it mud snakes. I'd be worried for Rusty. Those copperhead rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
I don't want him to end up getting poisoned. I have to be careful.
Right.
But at least over there, it looked like it wasn't like you were totally in the middle of nowhere.
Cute house, man. I wish I could show it on here.
We could show it on here.
You want me to send it to you?
Yeah, you mean the pictures of the house I originally looked at? The one we have those. I still have those pictures.
You have that? Yeah.
Yeah, I still have them. I did show them on here one time before.
Right.
But like I said, the problem is I don't like the air conditioner on the roof. That's got to go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want that outside on a pad because of the earthquake. I don't really think that's a good idea to have the natural gas and the water line going down the side of the building, and then all of a sudden you have your pipe ripped off, and all of a sudden you got a big tiki torch coming out of your roof.
Right.
You know, never mind your gas meter spinning like a top as you're sending a couple 100,000 cubic feet of gas to your roof. All of a sudden you go up like a firecracker. But I think they would expect that if there was an earthquake, that somebody would go, well, go shut the gas off. Well, most people in a case of an emergency like that don't exactly think about going to grab a wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the Providence. Let's do the Providence idea. If you want, there's even a small place, out one of the towns, because they're all close to Providence anyway. I forgot where my parents one time rented a small cottage for a week that we went to.
Okay.
We could it's probably a lot more than it was then, but I think it was like $700 a month or for a week or something. But maybe we could get like you said, we could probably even just stay in the car and go to the truck stops for a few days. That might be an option.
Let's see. It would take us, 2 hours and 15 minutes to get to Providence.
Okay. Yeah, it's about an hour or so from me.
It would take me 7 hours to get to you.
Yeah, if it's only taking you 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to Providence.
Yeah, after I pick you up in Winstead.
Right. That sounds right.
But
how many hours does it take you to get to How many hours does it take you to go straight from your house to Providence?
Probably about 7 hours. It's about 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, whether I go to Winstead or Providence.
I see, yeah. Yeah, we could do that. I think that would be an option. And like I said, my parents used to go to the private Musqueamicut Beach. we could still do that. There was an old Captain Jack's up there, and there was a motel on the beach too. But I don't think I could afford to
Yeah,
go.
seafood. We could get some seafood. That sounds. You like seafood?
I like flounder. I like haddock. I like cod. I'm not really into shellfish
We could
because
get
I'm
a
not
fish and chips
shellfish.
or something. Yeah,
That's a joke.
it's probably good.
Yeah, I've had shrimp though. It's okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this side chat's talking about. How you doing, Mojo? Good morning to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss you. Please do not
Does
forget to put a
Grizzly?
like in the liking meter, guys. There's no music in the morning show today. Oh, yeah! Which is good, I guess. You don't have to listen to the music. Though, I be honest, I kind of like the music. I don't know. So, what did you think of the music anyway? In your honest opinion?
Some of it I really like. I'm really hesitant about AI in general because I'm an organic songwriter, you know.
Right.
But I do think it's great for other people to experiment with and create songs. Some of them are really catchy.
So, like I said, you can write your own lyrics. You don't have to use ChatGPT to write your lyrics, which is something that you might want to consider. At least think of it this way. You don't have to hire a musician to perform your initial outlay. Maybe you might say, like what you hear, and then hire your local musicians. Go, hey, here's what the AI came up with a song. Is there anything we can do to make it better?
Right.
And then they could go listen to it and say, maybe we can change this stanza, change this verse a little bit. You know,
I
people
didn't
on
realize
fixed income,
as far as buying. Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Well, I was just thinking about.
For most people, they can't afford to hire musicians, so.
Right, exactly. And so it gives people the palette, to work with, right? The musical palette.
And who knows? Maybe if they're lucky and they happen to make it big in the America's Top 40, maybe they might be able to make enough money in the future to actually have their own man.
Right.
And that's a cool thing.
I wonder if, because Justin's got the Nasty Goblins, he's going to do... I wonder if he's going to do AI music for that.
I don't know. I have no idea how he's going to do that.
I haven't heard him talk about that for a while.
I haven't heard him talk about it either lately, but I don't even know we originally came up with the story in the first place.
One other place I wanted to go, Michelle, and maybe you'd want to go too. I'd have to leave super early in the morning.
Right.
But there's this place in Western Massachusetts. It's the church. Remember Arlo Guthrie and the Alice's Restaurant?
Yeah.
Well, he had turned the church that was Alice's Restaurant into like a community center. On Wednesdays at noontime, they have a free lunch.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, I'd have to leave super duper early in the morning, and I'd have to leave even earlier if I was going to go down and pick you up. But I thought it would be fun to check out this little town in Western Massachusetts and go to this community lunch.
Yeah, could be an idea.
When would I have to?
Maybe we can both kind of swing by there on our way to Rhode Island, but it'll be a bit longer of a trip, but...
I'd have to spend the night in Winsted.
That's fine. I've got the room for you on the couch. I got 2 couches to sleep on.
Let's see how long it would take to get to this Guthrie Center. It's called the Guthrie Center. It's in Western... 45 minutes, Michelle. It would only take us 45 minutes to drive there.
45 minutes from where I live?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
So you say that place used to be... There was an Alice's Restaurant there, too?
Yeah, it was the place where Alice had her restaurant, the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it looks like a church, and they have a community center there, and every Wednesday they have a free lunch.
Well, tomorrow, the Trump New England organization, New England for Trump, that's his card here, is having a grand opening celebration located at 154 Talcottville Road in Vernon, Connecticut. Stan
Vernon?
was just telling us about this. And
Okay.
so that's for tomorrow with free pizza. And he gave me the number for the manager named Kenny. I got to give him a call and see if I can schedule for an interview to cover maybe for my channel.
This trip to Western Massachusetts would be easier to do than the trip to Providence.
Yeah. It might still be good. It might also be good for another reason. Here's why. It wouldn't cost as much in gas, but it would cost even less in lodging. Because you could always stay on my couch for a day or two.
Right, and the lunch is free.
And the lunch, yeah, plus I got food stamps. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's an idea. I want to do that.
Okay. That sounds like a great idea.
At least you can see if you can bear living with me for 2 days.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, guys. We're gonna try to hang out. She's gonna come down here to where I live. We're gonna hang out, go up to Massachusetts for a bit.
That would be a Tuesday night.
Like a day or two here with me, then head home. By that time, we can figure out putting our heads together and see if there's a good long-term plan that actually works out for the benefit of everybody. Plus, I enjoy having some company because ever since Carmen left work on her new client, it's been so quiet around here that I kind of miss having another person here, And I mean, people don't realize how much I miss Carmen because I do.
Yeah, there is a Marshalls in this town. I don't know if you like Marshalls, but we could go check out.
We could check it out. I'm not really into Marshalls too much for clothes because I usually can't afford to buy anything.
Yeah.
Because our donations have really been seriously been on the decline. I think I made total of just from CashApp like $31.
Yeah.
Near the end of the show, we made some donations in July, but not a lot. We definitely made bank anyway. That's all I can say. Is that we made bank, we paid the bills. I know everybody's been telling me to go move into all the senior housing, but I talked to Krista about one of the places in town. She said, don't go there because they're nosy. They'll drive you crazy in Chestnut Grove. She said, you don't need that. And,
yeah, that would be a good trip, Michelle, to Western Mass.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Western Mass?
Yeah, I've been to Western Mass. I've done some work up there for Stockbridge and Otis for my landlord. Yeah,
this is that area. This is Great Barrington,
Yeah, Great Barrington area. Yep, I know all about it. It's kind of a little bit countryside. Not a lot of cell tower access though, but
yeah, that's what I heard. That is cell service kind of sketchy.
It is sketchy. You might get 2G. That's about it. Maybe 3G if you're
on
lucky.
The map, it looks like it's right by the Mount Washington State Forest.
Right. So the cell phone service may be even more sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a video on YouTube about the
But since
area,
I'm
and they
going to be
said
doing,
so.
I'm not going to be doing live streams anyway. I don't think that's going to be a major problem. Because I just probably would upload them when I get near a coffee shop or something.
Do a little video, yeah.
Yeah. So, I still think is like I said, the one house in California still looks promising, but I still kind of interested. For some reason, I'm interested in Iowa. I think Iowa. There's a town called Dalene, in Iowa. I think it's part
Okay.
of the name. It's not the whole name. Um, so there's some nice towns in Iowa that it's kind of country like. Near up there by Oregon, Washington State. And it would be probably fairly safe from the super volcano. Well, it's true. It is safer from the super volcano up there. It's funny. We're not even playing music, and you're not even getting the views. Where the fuck did everybody go? I have no idea, Lou. That's one of the
I
reasons.
think the chat's doing their own thing.
Yeah, it might be. That's one of the reasons why I think this channel's days are done. It's summer, Michelle. Come on. It's happened to you last summer. It's cyclic. You know that.
Okay, so Stan's talking about back in 2000 took his daughter up to Williams College in Western Mass when the art school exhibited a collection of hand-drawn Adolf Hitler postcards. Oh my goodness. Isn't that interesting?
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I took my daughters up
Yeah, I
to
think that would be a great trip.
the art school exhibit a collection of hand-drawn. That's interesting. Chris, this is what you went through. Then that's incredibly based. Well, it's interesting that somebody would hand draw all the Hitler postcards. Let's look at reality here, just for a second, man. In some ways, even though Hitler made excuses, he did encourage the German industrial complex in the war effort, which increased the availability of jobs for the German people after the failure of the Weimar Republic. So, it couldn't have been too bad. It's something people don't think about. Sure, Himmler and his accusing the Jews and all the stuff that he did was kind of stupid. And of course, we know that Hitler was starting to get involved in the occult. Something I can understand to some extent. But it's just kind of weird. Some of the comments being said in the side chat are kind of weird too.
Yeah, I just got AAA, Michelle. So let's I'm gonna drop down, but let's think about this trip out to Guthrie Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's plan on that. I think that might be a doable thing, and maybe we can see if there's some other activities to do up there.
Let me look at when I have a Wednesday. I'm gonna wait on my AAA card to come in the mail. But yeah, Wednesdays look good. I do have a mammogram coming up at the end of the month.
I gotta do a mammogram soon. I kept forgetting to schedule it.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't want to sound alarmist, but I think basically it came down to a point in I felt like my life is just kind of, gotten kind of that point where I'm just treading water, if that makes any sense.
I wonder if September the leaves will have started to change, because that would be a
Up there in
beautiful
New
drive.
Hampshire, they will. Vermont, New Hampshire, you'll start to see that change. They won't be in their peak,
Yeah.
but they'll be starting to change because it gets colder up
Right.
there. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep talking about this.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Cool.
And also, you know, guys, it's kind of alarming to say what I just said. It's true that I feel like I'm just treading water. I really do. I feel like I am. It's like just going through the motions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what to go, where to do, how to say, what to be, what to do. Going through the motions. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I agree with you. I understand 100%. I really do. Yeah, you've seen a lot of things over the years. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys need to go talk into a Discord. DM to each other in Discord. I think Red could still join my Discord. He is in your Discord, I think. Or he was. CORD. Yeah. Also, if anybody wants to help finance this trip, could do something with that. Oh. Because it's going to cost money for gas. Not as much as going across country, but it's still going to cost money for gas. You know. And I do want to do this. You know. And I do want to call this guy Ken at the number that Stan gave me. So I'll call him on here on Google Meets after the show is over. So I can use the closed caption decoder so I can understand what he's saying to me and be part of the show. You know. So, since nobody likes the music, I'll spare you the agony. I did say yesterday I need to write some more songs. Because we're kind of out of ideas right now. But, so let's see if we can get something going. None. Is Noodles going to be able to do this tomorrow? I don't know. But we have the address for Noodles. For the organization. Where is it? Here. Located for the Vernon shop is at 154 Talcottville Road in Vernon, Connecticut. 154 Talcottville Road in Vernon, Connecticut. Talcottville Road in Vernon, Connecticut for tomorrow. And I think so let's talk about real quick about the Carmen situation. Okay. You miss her. I miss her. Yeah. I miss her. Because people don't realize that she really kind of was so fun to hang out with that me and Lumi really had a good time with Carmen. And we so love to have those good times again with Carmen. And Mountain Snow Explorer. Disregard bad link. Well, where did that bad link go to? Well, who knows? Yeah. I think I understand what you're saying, Michelle, that you feel like you're just treading water in life. Not because you're broke or anything. That's not really what we mean. It's like you feel like, you know, end of life issues. You know, because you're getting older and you're not feeling like you're getting so much done anymore. He wasn't originally. He left on his own. Because he and I got into a dispute. And he didn't like the way I wanted to run my Discord. So that's kind of what happened. Then he left the women's group and the support team on his own. He left the gaming group. By the way, tomorrow night, Gigi was supposedly going to play Turtle WoW with me tomorrow afternoon. She didn't confirm if she's still playing or not tomorrow afternoon, so I don't know if Gigi's still playing or not. Vermont, I've been through that with my parents. It's nice. It's definitely nice. Vermont might be an option too for another trip. They seem to remember to have even less cell phone service out there in parts of Vermont. So, why does Red belittle my Discord? Well, I don't know. Because he doesn't agree with some of the stuff that we do. Yeah, well, let's see if we can get something for August. Or, August trip. September might be a possibility. Let's see if we can get step 1 done first before we worry about step 2 and 3. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do have an EBT card. I've also got an Anthem card, a Flux card that works with some grocery stores. Well, guys, it's 12:01. I gotta call that guy, and it's gonna be another warm day. Let's just pull up the numbers here for the weather. Let's see. Right now, currently is 29 degrees Celsius. It's supposed to be cloudy. Well, there are some clouds, but it's not really cloudy. Expected high will be a high of 30 with 60% chance of thunderstorms. Saturday, a high of 30, 45% chance of thunderstorms. Sunday, 45% chance of rain, a high of 28. Monday, sunny, a high of 31. Tuesday, 30% chance of showers, a high of 25. Wednesdays, 55% chance of rain, a high of 24. Thursday, cloudy, high of 24. Friday, 40% chance of rain, a high of 22. Saturday, 45% chance of rain, a high of 23. And then Sunday, sunny with a high of 26. So, we are going to see some warmer weather. You know, it's just gonna see how that goes. Yeah, but I gotta make a phone call before the guy closes for the day. I don't know when he's not gonna be available to talk to me. I gotta see if I can schedule, if we manage to see if we can schedule an online interview, or maybe schedule one for maybe if I could make it tomorrow with Noodles or Stan CT. So Noodles didn't say he was gonna go or not tomorrow, but so I don't know what I'm gonna do because I do want to try to get this phone call in. And I don't know. Stan suggests I should try to call him around lunchtime. There's a house in Ohio for £775 a month. £775 a month. That's like about $900. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. No, it's not that far different. Off. I think you're about close to right. Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, is I noticed that the other thing too is that our shows are not bringing in a number of views right now that they used to bring in. Lumi kept reminding me it's cyclic. It might be cyclic, but it's still very sad. It still makes me sad inside. Because, I know that people like some channels bring in a lot more views than I do. And, yeah, well, sometimes I live at the Heartbreak Hotel instead. And then there's also a place called Lonely Street as well. And there actually is literally a street in Storrs, Connecticut named Michelle Street, by the way. Yes, there is. I didn't live on it, but I did know about it from looking at the maps, which I found kind of interesting. Is there any streets named Lumi? I don't know. It's a street called Lumi. Lumi. I don't know. It's a good question. But everybody, please do not forget to share these videos out with your friends and family. I know a lot of you watch the reruns. If you're not live, but you are going to watch the show later on, please do not be afraid to leave a comment in the comment section below the video. Okay, I really do appreciate it so much, because at least you don't want to have to feel like you can't be part of the chat, because I will respond to your comments. Others will respond to your comments. And that's a promise. In the summertime, there's people that are working, there are people who are at the beach, there are people that are at the school, taking care of their school kids, Summer can be challenging. Then it's 3L local truck stop between McDonald's and. Well, Michelle, yeah. But this road was actually called Michele. Michelle Street. Michele. The same as my name. Which is fascinating. It's true though. I do miss seeing Carmen. You want to talk about briefly what Carmen said about her client? She never gave me his name personally because of client confidentiality, but he is a train wreck. He wants to turn his life around, but he's dealing with mental illness and substance abuse. And that's hard. He originally thought getting involved with alcohol and drugs was going to make him more happy, but it didn't. You know, which is kind of surprising. Well, everybody, like I said, I'll see you all later on. I gotta call this guy back after I take a freshen up, take a powder, then call him on here on, because on this computer I got the closed caption decoder, so I'll be able to hear him better and make sure I understand what he's saying to me. And that's really important, because if I can't hear you, then all situations normal. All fucked up. Absolutely. So for now, get out there, have fun, guys. Do the best you can. It's going to be just an itty bitty teeny cooler. Make sure you drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. And I'm sorry last night's World of Warcraft gameplay was a little bit anticlimactic. Yeah, well, it's always climatic because no one ever joins us on the game. You invite them, but they never come. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It does. Alright, guys, for now, stay out of trouble. See you tomorrow at the morning show, 10 a.m., and the night show at the public panel, EJT. So for now, stay out of trouble. You all have a nice day, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.